Okay. Okay, so now we'll solve the problem based on motion under gravity. Motion under gravity. So as we know that the acceleration due to gravity is the value of acceleration due to gravity is 9.8 meter per second square, and it always acts in which direction? In downward direction. Means what? If I release this pen, where in which direction it will go? It will go in downward direction. It will go in downward direction. It is because of motion under gravity. It is because of acceleration due to gravity. So it always acts. It acts in downward direction. It acts in downward direction, right? So we know that the value of motion under gravity, that is 9.8 meter per second square, and somewhere we will take 10 also, right? So it is a constant acceleration. So that 9.8 meter per second square is a constant acceleration. So we can use the same equation of motion to solve the problem based on motion under gravity, right? To solve the problem, we have to understand few points, or you can say that you can understand that as sign convention, right? So the very first point is, what we will consider is, we will consider downward direction always negative and upward direction always positive. Downward direction negative, and upward direction positive, right? We will consider downward direction as positive and upward direction is, downward direction is negative and upward direction is positive, right? You can even consider otherwise also, but the thing is, once you are strict to the sign convention, you have to take the same sign convention throughout the problem, and for you it will be easy if you will follow the same sign convention always. So over here right now I will consider always downward direction as negative and upward direction always positive, right? So this is the very first point we have to understand, right? So we know that acceleration due to gravity always acts in which direction? Downward direction. So the acceleration we will always consider as negative. The second thing is from the position, the initial position of particle we will always consider as origin, right? So the initial position of particle as origin, which means that is 0, 0, right? This is the second assumption we will take, right? So based on this only we will do all the calculations. So the initial position of the particle as origin, and which means what? See over here, let's say this is our horizontal surface. So let's say particle is projected from upward direction, so this will r 0, 0. This is the upward direction and this is the downward direction, which means what? This is the positive j cap and this is the negative j cap, which means this side it is again, even this time it is again 1D motion, but the thing is it is along vertical direction. Like before we were discussing all the motions along x-axis, but this time we are discussing along y-axis or vertical direction, right? So now we'll solve few problems based on it, and those problems will give the clear idea how to take sign convention and everything. So you just note down this and then we'll start solving few problems. I'm erasing this for right now, right? Right. So the very first problem is, let's say there is a question. I'm writing a question. You can even consider that as a standard problem also. A particle is projected vertically upward with initial velocity u, and so our first question is, the very first question is, what will be the maximum height attained by the particle? So what will be the maximum height attained by the particle. Right, there can be 3 questions because we know initial velocity is known to us, right? So the very first question is this. So how will we solve this question? I'm solving this question now. So like I said, particle is projected vertically upward with initial velocity u. So the very first thing is we have to draw the diagram. Like, so initial velocity is particle is projected in upward direction, and it is asked what is the maximum height attained by the particle. So I'll write what are the given values. So given, so initial velocity of particle is given as u, and it is in which direction? Upward direction. So we'll consider, so we'll write over here because it is upward direction, so plus u, right? And now acceleration is what? Even though the particle is projected upward direction, acceleration due to gravity is always acting in which direction? Downward direction. So we'll consider that, we will always consider g as negative g, right? And the question is we have to find h displacement, which is h max. We have to find the maximum displacement, right? So we know for that, for attaining maximum height, the velocity of particle at maximum height must be 0. Why? Because let's say if this particle is projected upward, so if the velocity will not be equal to 0, then the particle will be continuously moving in upward direction, right? And the particle will move continuously in upward direction until it attains a height. After that, its velocity will become 0, and then it will start moving again in downward direction, which means what? When particle is at its maximum height, at that instant the velocity of particle will be 0. Once again I am repeating, at maximum height, at that instant when the particle is at maximum height, its velocity will be equal to 0. Why? Because if there will be a velocity, then particle will be continuously moving in upward direction, but we know after the maximum height particle won't move in upward direction, right? So we will write over here at maximum height velocity of particle is 0. So again we have 3 knowns, so we have to find this one unknown. So which equation we can use from here? So from here we have s, v, u and a. So we can use the equation v square minus u square is equal to 2as. So final velocity is 0 minus u square is what? That is u square is equal to twice of acceleration is minus g, and s is s. So over here displacement of the particle will be, so over here if I rewrite this equation, so u square is equal to minus of 2gs. So minus minus will become plus, and s will come as u square by 2g. So from here, so this is the displacement u square by 2g. So if a particle is projected upward, so the distance will be u square by 2g. So from here what I am saying is that this distance is coming positive only. So of course it should come positive. Why? Because initial position is origin 0, 0, and if it is going somewhere upward where the velocity of particle is 0, so this distance is above the x-axis, so this u square by 2g is above the x-axis, so it should come positive, right? So this is not the standard result. One thing I am saying, you have to learn the procedure, right? Once you will learn the procedure, then you can easily get this result. Why? Because there are, the only thing is the 3 equations of motion are very important, and with the help of those 3 equations we can get all these results. So you can, I won't suggest that you should remember this formula, right? I just suggest that you should know the formula and you should know the procedure so that you can get this result even if you forget in the exam, right? I'll give one more question, one more similar question, right? So I'm erasing this, right? So in the next question, like over here I asked the maximum height, that was u square by 2g, right? So the next question in the same term will be, I can also write that as b part. B part is, what is the time of flight of the particle? What is the time of flight of particle? What is the meaning of time of flight? Time of flight means for how much time the particle was in air. So for finding time of flight, we know that particle started initially upward direction with u, and after traveling some distance, maximum height, it will again come to the earth surface. This is how. So for the time for which it was in air, that was the time we have to find, right? So again we'll write what are the given values, right? So given, I'll write over here. So initial velocity is what? U, and it is in which direction? Upward direction. So we'll write that as positive u. Similar way, acceleration is how much? Acceleration always acts in downward direction, so we'll write that as minus g, right? The third thing is displacement. For time of flight, displacement along y direction. So if I talk about in one time period, what is the displacement of the particle? So we know if particle is projected from bottom or from origin, so it is again coming to the origin after time of flight, after time t, right? After time t. So the displacement along y direction is what? 0. Once again I am repeating why displacement along y direction is 0, because once the particle is projected upward, so it is again coming to the same point. If it is again coming to the same point, means what? What is the y coordinate of the particle? Initially it was 0 and finally also it is 0. So which means the net displacement of particle is what? 0, right? So initial velocity, acceleration and displacement is given, and we have to find time of flight, that I have taken as capital T. Now for these data, what can we find? We can use which equation? S is equal to ut plus half at square. So S is equal to ut plus half at square. Now we will substitute these values over here. S is what? 0. U is given as positive U. T is capital T. Plus half of acceleration is minus g t square. Right. So 0 is equal to ut minus half of g t square. So again ut equals to half of g t square. So from here 1t will cancel out and time will be 2u by g. So this is the time of flight. This is the time for which particle was in air. Again I am saying this is not the standard results. The conditions will change, so the answer will change, right? So this is the second question that you can get from this particular concept. I am again using this question and I am giving some different question in which we will take data, some data of u, right, instead of taking some standard data, right? So I am erasing this question. So the question is, next question is, a particle is projected vertically upward from the top of a tower which is 100 meter high, So the first question is, find the time of flight, of the particle, right? So the very first question is, find the time of flight of the particle. So this is slightly different question. A particle is projected vertically upward with speed, I have to mention, so with 20 meter per second from the top of a tower which is 100 meter high. So we have to find the time of flight, right? So how will we solve this question? Just see over here, keep on seeing over here. So the particle is projected from 100 meter high, and where, in which direction? Upward direction, with the speed 20 meter per second, right? So this is the two data is given to us, right? So I'll again write everything, I will write. So you just see. So we know this is how the motion will be, and this is the time for which the particle will be in air, right? This is the time for which the particle is in air. So initial velocity is what? 20 meter per second, and it is in which direction? Upward direction. So we'll consider this as positive, right? And this is our origin, because this is the point from where the particle is projected. So this is 0, 0, right? 0, 0, and you should know that the from where the particle is projected is the initial point. Acceleration of the particle is again minus g. Can I write minus g as 10? So I am considering minus g as 10, but in the exam, if it is not mentioned in the exam that you have to consider 10, you have to consider that as 9.8 meter per second square. Until it is mentioned, you have to consider that as 9.8, right? So acceleration is minus 10 meter per second square, right? Similar way, the displacement along y direction. So we know that particle initially was at 0, 0, and finally traveling some distance, and it came to the bottom of the horizontal level. So what is the displacement of particle? We know this is origin, and if this is origin, so distance from here is positive and distance from downward from this particular position is negative, which means this this is origin, right? So this is plus 1, 2, 3, 4, this is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, right? So what is the displacement of the particle? Exactly is minus of 100 meter. Minus of 100 meter. Why minus? Because the particle has came down to the initial position, and how much down? Minus 100 meter, right? So these three data is given, and we have to find time of flight, right? So we have to find time of flight. So how will we solve this question? Again we'll use equation which s is equal to ut plus half a t square. So again s is equal to, I'll write this equation slightly above, s is equal to ut plus half of a t square. So s is how much? Minus 100 is equal to ut, initial velocity is how much? 20 t plus half of minus 10 t square, right? So if I simply again rewrite this equation, 100 is equal to 20 t minus 5 t square. If I divide this equation by 5, so it will be 20 is equal to 4t minus t square, and if I rearrange everything, so t square minus 4t minus 20 equals to 0. So this is a quadratic equation, right? So quadratic equation, so there will be two roots of the quadratic equation, so right. So again, how will we find the roots of a quadratic equation? That is minus b plus minus root over b square minus 4ac upon 2a, which means if this is a quadratic equation, so time, two values of time will come, t1 and t2 will be ut, that is minus b, which is minus 4, so plus 4 plus minus b square, which is 4 square minus 4ac. 4ac is 4, a is 1 and t is, c is 20, which is positive, right? B square minus 4c. I'll write over here how will we solve quadratic equation. If there is quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0. So to solve this equation, the roots alpha or beta, alpha and beta will be minus b plus minus b square minus 4ac upon 2a. The same result I am using over here, minus b, minus because it was already minus. So 4 plus minus b square minus 2ac upon 2 into a. So over here the two roots will come. So the first root t1 and t2 will be what? 4 plus this is 16 plus 80 by 2 plus minus, right? So from here the value of time is coming, two values of time is coming. So over here I am solving here. So t1 is what? T1 is 4 plus root over 96 by 2, and second one is t2 is 4 minus root over 96 by 2. So from here if you will see, we are getting two values of time, but we know over here time root 96 is much greater than 4, right? It is the square root of somewhere 9 point something, right? So this time is coming negative and this time is coming positive. So if you see over here time is coming negative, so we never take time as negative. Time will always starts from 0 and it will always be positive, right? So if whenever you are getting time as negative, which means you have done calculation wrong, right? So you have to resolve the entire problem. So over here if it is, so over here time is coming negative, but here time is coming positive, so we cannot consider this as our result. Why? Because time can never be negative, right? So the only result will be t1 will be equal to 4 plus root over 96 by 4. This will be our answer. This will be our answer to the question. Fine. Okay, fine. So I am solving one more example, one more such example. So you once again go through the problem, right, and try to understand this. And this is the formula for quadratic equation, right? Okay, I am erasing this once again, and I will give one more question. Okay, one more question is what? A particle is released from the top of a tower which is 100, or we'll take some other value, 40 meter high, right? This time a particle is just released from the top of a 40-meter high tower. So find time of flight, and I'll ask two questions over here. Second question is the speed with which the particle is hitting the bottom. Okay, so find speed of particle at the bottom. Okay, so again we'll solve the same question, we'll solve this question. So initial velocity over here given is what? Initial velocity, particle is just released, which means the initial velocity must be 0. So initial velocity is 0, right? And for 0 we cannot write plus and minus, right? Acceleration is always in which direction? Downward direction. So it is minus of 10 meter per second square, which is minus g basically. And the displacement is how much? I have to draw the diagram over here. Particle is released from here. So this is the initial position, and particle has gone how much below? 40 meter below from the origin, which means that too in downward direction. Downward direction is negative direction. So displacement is minus 40 meter. So we have three variables. So we have three knowns. So we have to find time, which is time of flight, capital T. And the second thing is speed. Speed, let's write this speed as, final speed as v. These are the two variables we have to find. So what are the equation that we can use over here? So the very first equation is v is equal to u plus at. So v is equal to u plus at. So v is equal to, so final velocity is v, that we have to find. Initial velocity is 0 given, plus g, acceleration is minus 10, and time is again we don't know, right? So we have to use some other equation. I'm erasing over here. We cannot go ahead with this equation. We have to use another equation, which these three variables can be used. So s is equal to ut plus half at square we will use, sorry. So s is equal to ut plus half of at square. So s is how much? S is minus 40. Initial velocity is 0. Time we have to find plus half of minus 10 t square. So over here if we rewrite this equation, so it will be minus 10 t square. So only this minus will go off and time will become positive, right? So this will become positive, and t is equal to 40 by 5 root over. So it is 8 seconds. So again I am saying, if you won't take direction properly or sign convention properly, you won't get this correct answer. Why? Because if you miss any of the sign convention like I have done over here, if you miss anything, then you will get negative inside the root, which is impossible. Okay, so you have to remember that thing also, right? So time of flight I have found. The other variable I will find this side, right, because we don't have enough space, right? So the other variable is velocity, final velocity. Now we have time also, so we can use the formula which we were using before. V is equal to u plus at. So v is equal to u is what? U is 0 plus acceleration is minus 10 and time is root 8. So velocity is what? Minus of 10 root 8 meter per second. So minus, again minus means what? Minus, which means it is in downward direction, right? Minus says, see, in, if you, I mean you must be knowing till now that the downward, I mean the negative sign, or in the vectors, negative signs means what? The direction is negative, the direction is opposite. So over here v is equal to minus of 10 root 8, which means the particle is going in downward direction with this speed. Okay, so these are the answers. So copy this. I'm erasing this now. Fine. Okay, so now I will solve one more problem, which is distance traveled in nth second, right? So distance traveled in nth second is how much? Let's say question is a particle is released from the top of a tower which is 200 meter high. So find the distance traveled by the particle in, let's say, fifth second. So how will we solve this? First of all, I'll draw the diagram. This is how the diagram will be. So this total distance is 200 meter, right? And particle is just released. So what is the distance traveled in fifth second? So the fifth second Sn will be, Snth will be, n over here is fifth. So I will write, first of all, I'll write formula U plus A by 2 into 2n minus 1. So over here U is given, that is initial velocity, that is 0. Acceleration is minus of 10 meter per second square, and n is fifth, 5 second, which is 5, n is equal to 5. So I'll put the values over here. Snth is U plus half of minus 10 into 2 into 5 minus 1, right? So Snth is minus 5, 10 minus 1, which is minus 5 into 9. So it is minus of 45 meter. Minus only says that this distance is traveled in downward direction. So if it is asked about only distance, so distance will never be negative. So distance is equal to 45 meter, right? So this is the answer to the question. So I'll erase this question. I'll ask one more question, right? So there can be so many similar questions. The thing is, you have to practice the questions once you will read over here, right? So question is, this time we are projecting particle downward direction with some speed, right? So question is, a particle is projected downward with 20 meter per second from a tower of 100 meter height, So the question is, find the time of flight, and B part is velocity with which it will hit the ground, right? So again, I'll write what are the given values to us, right? And I'll draw the diagram. So this time the particle is projected downward direction, and this height is 100 meter, and we know this is the origin, right? And downward direction with 20 meter per second, right? So this is the diagram. Now we'll write what are the given values to us. So given initial velocity is what? 20, and this time 20 is in which direction? Downward direction. So it is minus of 20 meter per second. Minus of 20 meter per second, because minus is for what? Because it is in downward direction. And acceleration due to gravity is how much? Minus of 10 meter per second square. Minus of 10 meter per second square. Similar way, displacement is how much? Displacement is also negative. Why? Because this is the origin, and particle coming in which direction? Downward direction, right? And how much it will come before hitting to the ground? 100 meter. So it is minus of 100 meter. So the very first thing is we have to find time, and second is velocity. Time is capital T and velocity is V. So I'll use equation S is equal to ut plus half of a t square. So over here S is how much? Minus 100 will be equal to U is minus 20 t plus half of minus 10 t square, right? So from here, if I rewrite this equation, minus 100 will be equal to minus 20 t minus 5 t square. So from everywhere we'll remove the minus sign. So 100 will be equal to 20 t plus 5 t square, right? Now I'll solve the remaining problem over here. So this is the quadratic equation again, 5t square plus 20t minus 100 will be equal to 0. So we know again the solution of quadratic equation, two values of time will come. So the value, negative value won't be our answer, the positive value will be our answer, right? So t is equal to minus b, t1 and t2, t1 and t2 is equal to minus b, which is minus 20, plus minus b square, which is 5, b square is 400, minus 4ac, 4 is 4, 5a, c is minus 100, so this will become positive, upon 2a, 2 into 5. So t1 and t2 is how much? T1 and t2 is minus 20 plus minus, this is 400 and this is 20, so it is 2400 by 10, okay? Or you can even simplify even further, t1 and t2 is minus of 2 plus minus, I am taking 10 common from here also, so 24, right? Then this 0 and that 0 will go off, right? So again two values of time is coming, t1 is minus 2 plus 24 and t2 is minus 2 minus 24. So we know time can never be negative, so this won't be our answer, this is our answer because time will always be positive. So the t1 will be minus 2 plus root 24, okay? The second part is again velocity we have to find. So velocity I will solve this side again because I will solve this side. So velocity, which formula we will use? V is equal to u plus at, because time is known to us now. So v is v, initial velocity is minus 20, minus of 10 into t is minus 2 plus minus 2 plus root 24, right? Okay, so velocity is minus 20, I will just multiply that inside, so 220 minus 10 root 24, so it will, this 20 and this 20 will cancel out, so the velocity is minus of 10 root 24 meter per second. Again minus says what? Minus says it is in downward direction, so it should be in downward direction, it should come negative. Instead of this, if we would have by mistakenly taken minus 25 as the answer, so if I'll substitute minus 24 over here, so the overall answer will come positive, which is completely wrong, okay? So this is the answer for the velocity and this is the answer for the time, fine. So now this is it about the uniformly accelerated motion, and we will now discuss the non-uniform accelerated motion in the next video, okay.